Hi, Shalom everyone, Chag Sameach. We are entering the Jewish festival of Sukkot over here. Very much this week, one of three pilgrimage festivals along with naturally Shavuot, Pesach and Sukkot. So what an opportune time it is for the whole of Am Yisrael. So right outside Sukkot over here in the city of Jerusalem, the capital city of Israel, just to share over a few words within regards to Sukkot. And just getting ready inside this large communal Sukkah, and what a place to share over some words for Sukkot. Now we know that the Mishnah in Masechet Sukkah, I think in page 51, Aleph says the following over there. It made a statement: one who never saw the celebration of the joy of water drawing has never seen a celebration in his lifetime. On the night after the first holiday, they descended the steps into the women's section of the temple and made a great adjustment. Now the Talmud in Sukkah, 51b, describes a great adjustment over here as installation of a balcony in Mirpeset from which the women can stand and view the celebration. Now the Gemara then cites a teaching that women initially stood in their section and the men stood elsewhere inside Bet HaMikdash in the temple. Despite this separation, they came to socialize in a manner which would potentially lead to frivolity. Thereupon, the men and women were asked to switch places, but they still came to frivolity. This was resolved by having everybody in one place and providing the women with a mirpeset, a balcony. Now the Gemara questions the justification for this renovation, as it was not called for in the temple. Architectural plans which date back to the time of David Melech, King David. Now the Gemara answers that they based the decision to add the mirpeset, the balcony, on verses from Zechariah in chapter 12, Pasukim 12 to 14. Now this prophecy is about a eulogy that will occur in the time of Mashiach, the era. It emphasizes several times that men and women were sitting separately during the funeral. Now noting that the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, will lose its power in the times of Mashiach, the Gemara says that if people will need to be separated to maintain decorum during a funeral and in a time when there will be no stimulation, how much more is a separation needed during a celebration in the pre-Messianic era? Now, the Torah charges us to stand in awe while we are in the Bet HaMikdash. Now we see this actually in Parshat Kedoshim, in the book of Vayikra, and I believe also in Parshat Emor, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Bahara. I've got to double check chapter 26, verse 2. It is for this reason that only the sages were permitted to participate in the joy of drawing, and everyone else was, let's say, there as observers and to become inspired. Now the verse in Zechariah is dated to the period of the second Bet HaMikdash. This means that there were no women's balcony, Ezrat Nashim, throughout the entire 410-year period of the first Bet HaMikdash, first temple era. As stated above, the Gemara is going to question the justification for modifying the temple and answers that they found a verse upon which to base it on. Now Rashi, the great commentator, he provides the following commentary. They found a verse that it is required to provide a separation between men and women in the Bet HaMikdash temple, thereby making a safeguard so that they will not fall. Now it appears from Rashi's words that this requirement dates back to the beginning of the second temple. From the context, it appears that the need for a physical separation did not exist throughout the first 1,000 years of Jewish history. Now in Jewish law, synagogues are treated as a mini Bet Mikdash, a temple in miniature, as we learn about in Yecheskel in chapter number 11, verse number 16 respectively. That's what's actually stated over here, which we have to state over here. In part, this is why you see a women's section in, let's say, in compliance of synagogues. That's what we have to state over within regards to that very important fact over here. But actually they're building or making the finishing touches to Sukkah as I just leave in this communal Sukkah over here, which we have to point out. So that is Min HaShamayim also. So one can only wonder which generation came into the Prophet's view, the Navi's view over here. It had to be either our generation or one in the future. Now given today's, let's say, culture of permissiveness and the frequent suggestions of promiscuity, through media and fashion, we've got all over the television, all these things, and internet, especially in a society that has traded standards for freedom, the need to institutionalize structure within, let's say, religious congregations is now greater than ever. We note that the sages of second Bet HaMikdash erected the separation prior to the holiday celebration. They didn't provide opportunity for the people to first have a good time. Now meaningful structure and restriction brings to good times in the highest sense over here. We get a laugh out of seeing an ape that wears pants, let's just say. However, we can only feel complete when we wear them ourselves. despite the restrictions that they impose. This provides one of the many reasons for celebration during the holidays of Simchat Torah. We celebrate the structure that the Torah provides and the resulting greatness that we experience by, let's say, complying to it. I heard this from Rabbi Black. Brilliant Dvar Torah. So wishing you all a Chag Sameach, Chag Sukkot Sameach. Or maybe we'll all be dancing in Simchat Beit HaShueva, celebrating hopefully the rebuilding of the third Beit HaMikdash. Wishing all a Chag Sameach, and thank you for watching.